Hello everyone and welcome back to another Mara stock chart planning update video. It's been a while since we talked about this stock, so it's time to jump right in. If you've been watching for a while, you already know what my intentions are now that we are trading in the screen area. But if you are new, I'm going to go over it once again in this video. Stick around to the end. I'm going to go over my BITU, some buys for BITU I had today and last week, and then of course I'm gonna go over MSTR super quick as well, but we're gonna solely focus at the moment on Bitcoin and Mara. And of course, everything in this video is just gonna be my own personal opinion, guys. It is not financial opinion. It is not financial advice. So please just understand that everything in this video is just how I personally am looking to manage the assets we're gonna be covering today. So in order to better understand Mara, we're going to jump into Bitcoin real quick, and we're going to go over Bitcoin in a few different ways. So pretty much, first of all, of course, we have a rally that we've had for a while now. I wasn't expecting this rally to reach the more premium half of this resistance area that we've had out here for a while. But of course, we tested it, and we tested it once again. And then we're finally dropping down lower. So we can readjust this for the higher prices, and then we can continue on from here. This higher prices in Bitcoin, of course, influenced its Bitcoin mining. We're going to call them support team. They support the Bitcoin network, right? And then that pushed the price even higher. We're seeing a little bit of a correction. We're not done just yet. And then we're seeing prices hold in this green area, which is our first level confirmation. Now I'm not going to go ahead and check that off just yet because it's only been in this area for a very, very short period of time. I want to see if we can reach Wednesday or Thursday and still hold in this area. Then I'll be more convinced, but it's still a little too soon for me personally. You guys can, make your own opinion on that if you have a similar strategy. But of course, with Bitcoin, we can kind of, we understand that Bitcoin has been, there we go. We already know that Bitcoin, I keep forgetting to put this new higher high symbol. I want to put another one up there to indicate that we are for sure making a bullish trend. But we're in this triangle pattern, bigger triangle pattern. And then when you look at the closer picture, we're starting to now trade above and below this descending resistance line, which is very nice. We like to see prices, consolidate, show strength in a premium, in a more premium extended part of a trend. So this is these ads. This is the more premium half, discounted half. If we're holding in the premium half, it shows more strength. It shows that Bitcoin is really looking to finally have a bullish break of structure. For example, that'll be right here, where now we broke above this swing high right here, right there, and then now we're moving above it, and now we're trying to use it as a support. And if you look even closer, this wick down bounced up real quick from this area. Now, even though we're seeing a lot of this bullishness, we're seeing a little bit of support right here. Ideally, right? I'm going to tell you a few things that I'm personally looking for. Ideally, I would like to see the price come down and test this white support area. It doesn't have to test the 0.618, but I would at least like to see the price at a minimum, even if it's just a wick, somewhat break super quickly below the 0.35, so I can personally start aggressively accumulating more into some short-term Bitcoin trades. And what this can look like is simply, if we do reach down here, it will look something like this, where we come down here, we find resistance on a little bit of a upward fake out, and then we come back down, find support here before we go up even higher, and then start working our way towards this next leg up little short-term area between all-time highs. And it says 82,000, but I'm gonna round it up to 85 up here, even though this is my fib area. With that being said, I understand that these levels are just measurements, they're just estimates for structures. So if you guys understand that I got this area. You guys can see the dots. It's just a little simple retracement from this swing low to the current swing high. We get this area, and usually these areas hold up quite well, but they don't always have to hold up. So that's why I've been adding to BITU during this drop. I recently added towards the top because I kept saying in previous videos I'm going to hold on to BITU for the entire month of October no matter what happens. Of course, prices eventually came up to here. I sold at a nice profit. I think I made, it was like between 10 and 14% or something like that. Nice profit, came up here and I sold because it's just trader instincts. It's like, when you see a solid resistance, you see, volume changing, RSI telling you something a little in lines with that, then you just sell, and I couldn't help it to sell. But as punishment, I did buy $5,000 worth of BITU at a higher price. And now since today the price did fall down, I added more to my BITU position. Another 2,000, so I'm at 7,000 invested, and I plan to add another 3,000 throughout this little correction we're having. So we can either see a little bit of a pump and then another dip down, completing this little corrective move, finally having a reasonable correction. If not, this right here is also somewhat reasonable because this orange line right here is previous resistance. It's a really, really, really good support area. So I'm taking this very seriously, and I personally may, even if we hold above this green orange line, I may still add more tomorrow. But how this affects Mara is we're seeing a little bit of dip. We saw potential, a little bit more of a dip potential. So what that means, before we reach higher prices, what that means is that I'm being cautious with Mara. Like I said, I want to see Mara short term, and as you guys know, I am, looking for higher prices eventually with Mara throughout this year, as Bitcoin starts reaching $80,000+ soon enough. Rather that happens by the end of this month or by the end of the next month. I have no idea, but regardless, I personally, and I could be completely wrong, but I want to see prices come up into this area up here. And historically speaking, it's like we can easily see that happen. Of course, we can easily see a nice continuation of a pump in October, or it can be a light October, just like previously we've seen light Octobers, and then November can be, it can be bearish, but it can be very bullish, it can be slightly bullish. It's just, there's too many possibilities to even waste my time giving you a bunch of different scenarios. That doesn't help anyone. But when it comes to Mara, the way that affects Mara with my personal short-term view is, of course, we broke up into this area. We're holding. I would like to see this hold till Wednesday or Thursdays for further confidence, further increased confirmation of there being an actual change of structure currently happening. But with that being said, Mara at the same time is currently in a correction before it makes another little swing higher, which will push this area higher. But on top of that, you also have the potential of Bitcoin seeing that little bit more of a dip coming down, which is something I would prefer this to happen, a little bit of short-term bearishness, because this will set the price up for a much healthier rally, because if the price just keeps rallying all the way up here, it's like it's too uncertain, it's not super healthy, there's no clear structures in that case. But if we do see the price still dip down, come a little bit lower, retest that orange resistance line one more time, or even just bounce off the 0.35, it will create a much healthier setup for that next leg up to finally all-time highs once again. But if we do see that happen and we see continuation of somewhat of a consolidation, I'm going to go over this in a moment, we can easily see Mara bear with me. We can easily see Mara one more time fall below that 0.35 green line. So this is something that I am looking for. This is something I'm personally looking for. I'm being cautious with that because, yeah, we did pump up and everything's looking great. Things are looking great. There's all over social media, all over YouTube. Everyone is super bullish on Bitcoin, Mara, and whatnot. I'm being cautious because at the end of the day, it's super volatile. And no matter how much positive news out there, and I learned this the hard way. No matter how much positive news there is out there, you always got to focus on the charts. The charts are going to tell you what really matters. And right now it's telling me that, we could easily start seeing a potential break of structure, but we need to have a confirmation, further confidence of that break of structure by simply seeing this price correct around the 0.35 and go ahead and retest that swing high one more time. So I'm going to stay patient with Mara. I'm not doing anything. If you guys know, my first level confirmation within this area, I have 3 levels of confirmation, which is first level down here, second level is between the green and the blue level, and then third level will be where I'm looking to get out of some longs positions. This level has to hold for a bit longer in order for me to want to check off that first level confirmation, and also waiting a little bit longer for this to stabilize also gives us a buffer, I'm going to call it a little bit of insurance, basically, to find or to determine if this is actually going to hold. So waiting till Wednesday or Thursday, or even the whole week, and then potentially taking a position next week gives us plenty of time to see if the RSI is going to hold, if it's just going to dip down a little bit, just below the 0.35, and this can dip down more, indicating that, there is some more bullish momentum occurring. We just got to see a little bit more evidence, a little bit more things telling us what's really going on. And this is why this buffer period this week is super, super important, especially with elections coming up. Without getting political, you guys already know that elections are a big, big deal. Crypto and stocks, you guys already know this is going to be something that's going to be providing a lot of fluctuations, a lot of great opportunities to take some trades. But these opportunities come best when we are patient and we are stepping back, taking a look at the charts and really seeing, how things can affect the chart itself. So if you're patient, if you're observant as well, you can better take positions, in my opinion. So we just got to be patient. Do not get overhyped. Please, 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 please don't do that to yourself. We saw a nice, just for some context, Binance, BTC, USDT, perpetual. We saw a nice support in right here where there's there's like a liquidation wall down here. And now we're starting to move back higher. We have a little bit more up here on the 24-hour. We have a little bit up there, retesting that 68 once again. But we'll see if that holds and potentially bring us back up to 69,000 right here. What that looks like. If you guys like this one as well, as you can see, we came down, found support quite nicely, and now we're pushing up even higher. So we'll see how that goes. Things are looking really nice. Of course, we have other exchanges that are quite good, like for example, Bybit. We have some pretty good resistance potentially. If I'm reading these correctly, I'm still learning how to read these charts. You guys can already see it right there. We bounced this off of this quite well. And then just non-USDT, just regular USDT. This one brings us a little bit higher back to the 69,000 as well on Binance. So things are looking good. Again, if I'm reading it correctly, I'm still studying these charts. But yeah, guys, just be patient with Mara, please, especially understanding that. And I'm gonna, you know what? I'm actually gonna make this a little bit. Bear with me. I'm gonna make this a little bit more visual friendly. So something like that, where we can find and then come down one more time here, which can look something like. I hope this comes out right. Yeah, something like that. So I'm gonna leave that there just for visuals. Yeah, I hope that looks good. Okay. Yeah, guys, with that being said, of course, I'm gonna show you guys I'm gonna take a screenshot of it too right now. If I can get to my app, one moment, one of my brokerages that I have BITU in. We have 7,000 invested. We invested 2,000, then 3,000, then 2,000. Average price being $29.04. I'm gonna show a screenshot of what my average price looks like and what the current P&L looks like on the weekly portfolio updates. So I'll share that on there. But yeah, things, I want to accumulate more. So I'm hoping we do see this play out as it is, because um, again, it'll be much, much healthier. And then also I did say we are going to look at a quick MSTR as well, because video is getting a little bit too lengthy. Yeah, nothing has really changed. Again, of course, it was on a weekend, and then it was just one trading day Monday. It wasn't super volatile, but it is holding quite well. The RSI is still up there. We want to see this thing. We want to see this thing have finally break below the 50 line at least, so we can see a conservative. It's just a reasonable correction as well. But everything still stays the same with my estimates here. So we're actually going to raise this, because I did that on the 1 hour, and this can act as a magnet, same thing, which overlaps with this, which it overlaps a little bit right here with this. So this area here between 200, 380 basically, and then 207.60 basically, can act as a magnet before pumping up higher. And the way this also correlates with Bitcoin is that, the possibility of the price coming down here is still very much possible, although it looks more like this now. This is still very, very much possible. I'm not saying it is going to happen, but I'm just leaving it there as, visual reminder that this lower price is definitely possible, especially if Bitcoin has that little bit of a correction, I'm telling you, where it has a little bit of a pump up, but then it finishes that ABC pattern 3-wave down, like right here, and then come down here. Super possible. We're going to change this, actually. We're going to change this to something a little bit easier to notice. That's fine. So this is super possible. This can cause, just like in Mara, where we can see below that first green line, just like in MicroStrategy, this can be the reason at a minimum we come down to this down here. And then this is super unlikely, still possible. Again, don't be surprised, but at a minimum we can see it come down here so that last little bit of a correction. And things are really bullish with this stock. So even if Bitcoin does dip a little bit more than anticipated, I feel like this stock is going to hold quite well. I wouldn't underestimate this stock whatsoever right now. And then eventually, and then when Bitcoin recovers from that C wave dip that I just showed you guys, then we can see the price push up even higher. It push up even higher and start reaching around 250 or so. But we'll get there when we get there. This is a little take on this. I'll make another video on this one soon. But hey guys, remember what Bitcoin could potentially do. Understand, I don't care how much bullish news there is out there. It's not always how it works. And of course, things are looking good in Mara if we do see that occur as planned. If not, the further it goes into this area, the more cautious I would recommend, because the further this extends without seeing a reasonable correction on Mara, especially as it's such a volatile stock, this is what's gonna prove to you that you're a responsible, mature trader. And that's what I'm trying to become. I'm not trying to force out on anyone, but I personally feel like I need to mature my trades a lot more, especially since I do take these very seriously. It's a big part of my life, and I just want to get better at it. It's a really good brain exercise too, to make sense of charts, in my opinion. Either way, I'll catch you guys on the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully it made sense. And yeah, guys, take care.